Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
We'll start in a couple of minutes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. So, in our earlier class, we have discussed about the postulates of the kinetic theory of matter. The kinetic theory of matter, it consists of how many? Five postulates. This is
Yes,
a
sir.
this is a very important postulate because in chemistry what we are trying to learn, we are going to learn about which kind of things we are going to learn about matter. Okay, we are
Yes,
interested in matter, and matter is something which has dash plus dash. What is that?
which has mass and occupied space.
Okay,
Mass and occupy
Five
space.
so mass is a fundamental unit. Okay, fundamental quantity. It is not a derived quantity, it is a fundamental quantity. Space, or what you can say like volume, appears to be something that is derived, but mainly it has mass, it occupies space, and we can sense with our sense organs, so on. But this is the number one priority, it should have mass. Now Can we call light as matter?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Any one of you can tell me why you cannot call light a matter?
Sir, may I? Sir, may I?
Go ahead.
Sir, we cannot call light as a matter, sir, because we can only see, but we cannot perceive it by our sense, or it has no mass and no weight, and sir, it also doesn't occupy space. It does not fulfill the three parameters of the matter.
Okay. Definitely, light is something that you can sense. There is no problem with that. Of course, all of us can sense light, no? And second, space. It occupies space. Yes, if there is light, it appears that the light is filling up the space wherever it is. So this is also appears to be correct. But when it comes to mass, okay, so that is where the problem is. The light is made up of a particulate material called photons, and photons we don't know, we are not able to determine the mass. They are like negligible mass. So we are not considering light as a matter. So anywhere that you are sorry, anywhere that you are able to determine the mass, you will say it is matter. So for describing matter, there is this kinetic theory of matter. Okay, in matter we have solid, liquid and gas. Three states are there. Therefore this kinetic theory of matter should also be like kinetic theory of solids, kinetic theory of liquids, kinetic theory of gases. Like this also it can be, no, separately. But for all matter it is given as kinetic theory of matter. Okay, so here in your class 9, okay, you will learn about the kinetic theory of gases. Okay, separately, kinetic theory of gases. Okay, there we will be considering gas in a different state where there is no molecular interaction. Here you see there is intermolecular forces of attraction are present or not present between the molecules.
Sir, they are present.
They
Yes,
are.
they are present.
They are present.
Sir, they are present.
So whether it is a solid, liquid or a gas, the kinetic theory of matter is assuming that, okay, here this is important, it is a theory. Whenever you are taking a theory, then for that theory you should also set the conditions, under what conditions it is true. So here we are taking the forces, intermolecular forces of attraction, they are existing between the molecules. Next, you have to revise after the class. Okay, whatever we are studying in the class, no, please revise after that one. There is intermolecular spaces. Okay, and then we left off the previous class with this point, that is all the molecules are in a random, constant random motion, and therefore they have kinetic energy. The average kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature and nothing else. That is the statement.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and my question was that if I am increasing the pressure, the kinetic energy it will change.
Yes, it will become less with the decrease in the temperature.
Now for example, balloon is there. Okay, you keep on filling the air, okay, blowing that balloon, keep on balloon, what will happen? Inside pressure is increasing, no?
Yes, sir.
And
Sir,
what,
and it will
So
let
when
the
we
balloon
increase the
burst.
pressure, the
And-
kinetic,
Sir, and it will
the kinetic
l-
energy of molecules increase.
also kinetic energy of the molecules inside the balloon also increasing. Okay, then it should be correct, no? that kinetic energy also depend on pressure, but here it is
Yes.
it is given as the kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature and nothing else.
Sir, but it is only applied in the gas.
This is kinetic theory of matter, not kinetic theory of gas. It should apply to
Yes,
all
sir.
matter.
Yes, sir. That is the reason why it is not in the chart.
The theory that is given is perfectly correct. We have to understand what is the meaning here. When you are blowing that balloon, you are increasing the amount of matter or not?
Yes, sir. By filling gas.
Yes, we are increasing the amount of matter, no?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, you cannot compare these two situations. So we have to understand that whenever we are discussing about any theory or postulate or law, that is under given conditions. So here the condition is you have to keep the mass constant, okay, for a given mass of substance. Okay, that is the point here. For any given mass of the substance, the average kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature and nothing else. Okay. So if you change the mass, then this law will not apply. Okay. But if it is constant, say 1 liter of gas cylinder and 15 liter of gas cylinder is there, if you increase the temperature of 1 liter or 15 liter, in both kinetic energy will increase. Okay. But the pressure, when you are trying to change the pressure, basically say from external one, it is going to change the volume or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
If the volume is changing, what will happen to the other ones? So these kind of things, because in gases this is all possible, in solid it is possible, in liquid it is possible.
No, sir. It is only possible in the gases.
Okay, so that is what we are going to move to our next topic today. Okay, that is the we will be seeing in more detail about the first solids. Okay, states of matter. So whatever we discussed in the kinetic theory of matter, that only next we are moving to the more specifically states of matter. Individually we will apply that to the individual states. First we will see the solid. In a solid state, I think all of you will be very easily able to guess that the molecules are very tightly packed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and it is not imagination. You can see under the microscope. Today we have powerful microscopes. Under those microscopes, you can see how the molecules of the solid are arranged. You can use X-rays, X-ray diffraction. Different methods are there. So for example, titanium or very heavy metals are there like that, under the microscope when we will see, we will be able to see this kind of arrangement. So basically they are very densely packed. Okay, so what are the characteristics of solids? They have definite mass, shape and volume. Okay, it's given in your textbook point wise. Okay, just you will try to understand. In solids, they have a definite mass, they will have a shape, definite shape and volume. They have high density. Why they have high density? What is
Because,
meaning?
sir, because they are tightly packed.
Yes, because density is what?
Mass per unit volume.
Yes.
Sir, mass per unit volume.
So if maximum amount of mass is packed in a given volume, then obviously density will be more. If very less amount of material is packed in the given volume, then the density will be less. Here it is very tightly packed, therefore high density. Intermolecular forces of attraction are very strong. Okay, so this molecule 1 is very strongly attracting molecule 2. Okay, everyone is attracting each other very strongly. Okay, these are intermolecular forces of attraction. The space between the molecules, okay, is very little or negligible. Okay, and if you want to calculate the total volume of all the molecules, okay, it is nothing but the volume of that solid. Okay, for example, if you take cube, whatever you get the volume of the cube, okay, into 3 you will do. Okay, so that is will be equal to how many number of molecules are fitting inside that cube. Okay, just for example, this is a cube, and inside this cube you have 1, 2, 3, 4. For example, you have 8 molecules, they are able to fit inside this cube. Okay, I want to know how much volume is occupied by these 8 molecules. Then suppose if the length of the cube, okay, is say 1 micrometer. Okay, if it is 1 micrometer, just imaginary I am taking 1 micrometer, then what will be the volume of the cube? One micrometer cube. Okay, 1 into 1 into 1. Okay, so units will become cube. So there are 8 molecules. These 8 molecules will occupy how much volume? 1 micrometer cube amount of volume. You can tell directly from that. This one you have followed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there is no rocket science here. It is very simple. So if you want to know the volume of any solid, okay, if you have any solid, for example, if you have 1 kg of salt, okay, 1 kg salt is there. If you consider the volume, it is tightly packed, and you are calculating the volume of that solid, that is nothing but it will be equal to the volume of the number of molecules, how much molecules, that space they are occupying. Why? Because there is very negligible other space, there is very negligible intermolecular space, is very negligible. That is why you can directly tell whatever the volume is occupied by the solid is equal to the volume of the total volume of the molecules. They are very rigid, okay, therefore they cannot flow. Obviously solids, they don't flow, they are very rigid. There is a slight expansion in solids on heating. Okay, so when we heat, okay, the expansion is very less, very minimum. They are incompressible. Okay, so if you want to compress it, you cannot compress, because already they are very compact. They have any number of free surfaces. Okay, it can also be like they have many number of free surfaces. It's written any number. Okay, they can have any number of free surfaces, or they have many number of free surfaces. Okay, grammatically. So when you say free surfaces, means what? For example, in this cube, how many free surfaces are there?
Infinite.
Think about it. Free surface. What is the meaning of free surface?
That any number of free surface in the cube.
No. My question is, you take a cube, Okay, forget about what we are discussing kinetic theory. You just think about this is a cube. In this cube, how many surfaces are there?
6 surfaces.
Sir, 6.
One, two, three, four, five, six, or seven, eight is also there.
No, sir.
Six are there.
No, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
six free surfaces are there. But if you take a solid, the solid can form many crystal kind of shapes also. Okay, when you say crystals like quartz crystal, diamond crystal, different crystals are there. Okay, different crystal shapes are there. So these crystals, they can form different kind of shapes, and there is a possibility for it to have many number of free surfaces. Okay, as simple as that. So many. Okay, so the possibility to have any number of free surfaces. Okay. So these are some of the properties of solids, and on the basis of kinetic theory we have to explain this. Okay, it is very easy, all of you have understood kinetic theory. Okay, so because in a solid, does it have a very high amount of kinetic energy compared to liquid and gas?
No, sir.
No, sir.
It has
No, sir.
the least kinetic
Sir,
energy.
because it is molecule is very closely packed.
Very closely packed, because molecules are so close to each other, they are not having so much motion. Okay, so therefore they don't have much kinetic energy. Okay, because they are closely packed. Okay, and the particles have very small degree of freedom. Okay, so these are all terms, that we will see, like degree of freedom. Okay. Just the word is, the sentence is given in a very casual way, but it has a lot of meaning here. The particles have very small degree of freedom. Okay. So when you say degree of freedom, okay, freedom to do what? A molecule can have the freedom of kinetic energy, that is
Molecular motion.
molecular motion. Okay, they can be, what you say, one is the, what you are seeing at a macroscopic level, that is a molecule of the gas is moving, okay, here to there, and it is colliding with the other molecules. Then there is also the vibration that is taking place within the molecule. Okay, there are different levels, we will not go into that one, but here in a solid, overall what is happening, degree of freedom is very small because it is very compact. The space between the neighboring molecules is limited because of the effect of compression. Okay, we cannot compress it anymore. Okay, this is very less, and on heating it is not expanding much. Okay, so I think it is something most of the students can very easily understand. That is not a big deal, as long as you just understood this model, that molecules are tightly packed, all of these things are very closely related to each other. Anything you want to ask in this? Okay. The next state of the matter is the liquid. Liquids will possess definite volume and mass, but not definite shape. Okay.
Yes, it assumes the shape of the container.
So mass, okay, space, okay, volume. Statement is telling liquids possess a definite volume and mass but not definite shape. Okay, when we are trying to describe matter, we are using these two terms, mass and space. But here in the characters of liquids, first statement is liquids possess a definite volume, okay, and mass but not definite shape. What does it mean? This space is equal to volume, isn't it? Can we say?
Yes, sir.
Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. So something we are telling is occupying space means nothing but volume of that matter. Okay, so you can use the term volume instead of using the term space. Particularly in the case of liquids also, you can use volume is more preferred. Okay, so here in liquids, they are occupying mass and volume, but they don't have a definite shape. Okay, the densities of liquids are lower than those of the solids. Okay, liquid density is less than solid density. Liquids can be compressed only to small extent by applying pressure. That is also correct. Okay, so density, I don't think there is a need to repeat. Okay, most of you understood. Okay, density in the liquid, the number of molecules in a given volume in liquid is more than the solid or less than the solid?
Less
So
than the
less than the
solids.
solid.
Less than the solid. Okay, it is less than the solid and therefore density is less. Okay, and because the distance between the molecules compared to the solids, distance between the molecules is more. Okay, therefore you can compress it. You can compress it. Okay, some extent, small extent we can compress. Also, if we are if you are giving the heat, then expansion is possible. They are less rigid and they can flow. Everyone knows liquids will flow.
Yes, sir.
They have only one free surface. Okay, so what is the meaning of only one free surface?
That means it has only one free space, sir. That is the upper space.
So what is so special about upper space that is not there in the lower space? For example, uh, if I am taking a glass of water, okay, I am taking a glass of water, okay, so then here it is what I will tell is the upper surface.
So in the lower space, there is something block or there's to keep the water. And sir, but in the upper space, there's not any block to store the water. Means sir, in the down space, as you will go, there will be more water, or there will be something to keep the water, heat the water.
Yes, okay, you can have only one free surface because to keep that liquid together, because the liquid will flow, no, to keep it in one place, to contain it in one place, we need to surround it. Okay, so you have to surround it in such a way that you will be left with only one free surface. Always you try, can you do any such a design that more than one free surface can you make it for the liquid to keep? That is how it is.
No,
So it is
sir.
actually not possible.
Not possible. Okay, so that is why we are telling here that they have only one free surface. Okay, so the remaining points we will see in the next class. In the meanwhile, you have any doubts, you can ask.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, chemistry question answer copy, sir. We have to make practical copy or sir register type.
You can make in your regular copy, no? That ruled book will be there. In your ruled book, you can.
Register type, sir.
Sir, oblong one.
So the oblong single line.
You can use oblong single line. That will be better. Okay, that will be better. Okay. Okay, I will see you all in next class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.